Just basically the trees, have to come down.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure he's gonna hold his price that they had given him.
Mm.
And I can call him and people are still asking for the trees to come down.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna put the number in that you gave us.
There's also on Chestnut, down by Bogley's property, Jeff sat down there and texted me or emailed me, I forget which, that there was a collapse in the road. And that's gonna take some fixing.
On Chestnut?
On Chestnut. It's right along where he started to clean out. Now, I know he's planning on in the springtime, some bushes and everything else in it, but that actual whole roadway is starting to just collapse. I looked at it and I was talking with David during the week, and he said that he and I should sit down and think about putting in some kind of retaining wall to hold the road up. Now, I don't know if we want to sit down there and have Mike look at this and sit down there and tell Bogley that he's got to put a wall in there. It's not that it's actually washing out; it's just collapsing.
Has Dr. Bogley said anything about that himself?
I haven't spoke to him about it. Haven't seen
No,
him.
Jeff's the one who told us last time because he thought it was a truck that went over it, right?
Yeah, it looks like a truck came in and just broke off all the end of the roadway. It was during that first cold snap that we had, so the ground probably froze, which means it contracts, and it probably left the blacktop up in the air. And I know he put rocks in it, but that's only going to be a temporary at best fix. I would sit down and think that whole edge is going to go one of these days.
Well, I might go get it just as soon as we get, see what needs to get done, so we add that into budget as well.
I mean, if we have to do it, we should sit down and make the mold, and then have a company come in and actually pour with, a concrete slab in there. And
Is it a sinkhole or is it just like?
the blacktop is broken up, but the ground around it is just about getting ready to let go.
It looks like it's washing out. It looks like it's washing out.
Yeah, it's got the starch of it, and in the springtime when it gets not frozen and we start getting spring rains and whatnot, that whole end could go.
Yeah.
And before it actually goes, I think we want to sit down there and do something to fix it. I mean, making a mold, is pretty easy. You take threaded rod, take some PVC piping, you put the pieces together, you put nuts and bolts on it, you hold it up, and you pour concrete in. And frozen. And of course, you put it down into the ground below the surface at the lower end. And once that's done, then you can back it. I mean, I've done walls like that on my own property. It's very easy. Takes a little bit of time, and you have to dig it out so that you can sit down there underneath the ground, and then you backfill it.
Did you take care of the tree that was down there? Oh, yeah.
On Chestnut?
Yeah. I felt
No.
that. No. Okay.
Between the 3 snowstorms in like the
that's
last
okay.
14 days or whatever it was.
Okay. We should then increase the wages for him too. Okay. Because he was gonna put the signs in.
We also need to have a dumpster here. Not just when a tree falls down. We need to have them just drop a dumpster there and leave it, because every time something happens,
Why don't you have the dumpster?
corner of California Parkers on the grass, I don't care where we put it, but every time something happens, he's got no place to put it, so even if he cuts it up, where's he gonna do with it now?
It must be, be a nice selection of residents who live on the area.
Every time they get called in, I'm gonna put a quarter of the dumpster and then take it away? Sure, we're trying to save money and that's not the way to do it.
That should be hidden somewhere. Right?
Well, we could stack it
The
up.
residents know complain.
We could stack
Did
it
we
up in
used to
your
not have a
backyard.
dumpster in South Point? We had one down at South Point Beach, didn't we? Wasn't it?
A dumpster?
Did we, yeah, or no?
We, on occasion, have had them down there, but they don't stay there long. You know, we fill them up, and then Joe calls and they come and get them. We need one there so that whenever something comes down, he has a place to put it. Or else he's gotta move it someplace, and then when you get a dumpster, and you get enough of it, then he's gotta sit down and so he's doing double the work. And it's not helping us
Well, why don't we get a
anymore.
price and see what it would cost?
You put a dumpster in this village and leave it there, and I think it's gonna get filled with
Pour one back.
shit and part of that.
We should be so lucky.
Yeah, put clean up,
Well, maybe the village will get cleaned up.
build a gazebo. It'll get cleaned up, everybody's yard will be cleaned up, never mind ours. Forget it.
$1,000 fine? Anyone caught putting in $1,000 fine? Joe will sit down and prosecute it.
You gotta catch them, and we don't have officers on duty 24/7.
We got a lot of eyes looking around.
If you wanna get prices to see, we can look at it the next meeting. You know, it's made fun of PO.
Joe, call them and ask if they have
Didn't we go through this
a
already?
really old dumpster. We don't need anything fancy, we don't need anything.
Yeah, we need a rusty.
Well, then you can paint it. And you can paint pictures on it. We'll have a contest, who can paint the best graffiti?
The South Bronx model.
All right, anything else for the budget? Okay, so I put a list of the building fees that we have currently, and we had revised these, not this December, but December before. And I went through them. I'll send out an email to everybody to look at them. I don't really see much more of a change that we could do on the building. You know, the most thing is when people do the work and then afterwards they come in. As long as they're being charged for that, that's where it seems to be high numbers. But I'll let everyone look at it and we'll look at this for the next meeting, okay? Okay, so we have another complaint from Suffolk County Police Department about an illegal apartment on 4 Birchwood. Frank, did you have pictures or no?
We had them online.
Oh, you had them online,
You want me to
okay.
print one for you?
No, it's fine. I was gonna show them. But anyway, the point is, this resident has a history of being confrontational with people. So we talked about it yesterday at the building department meeting with Frank, and I said we'll bring it up here at the board and wanna see what everybody wants to do about this. For Birchwood, I don't know who it is.
I wouldn't mention names.
No.
Okay.
That's good.
I would just say that, I think we got this from Suffolk County Police Department, and if God forbid something did happen, we know about it, and I think we should follow this like we follow all the other ones, and we should send them the letter and go from there.
And Fred.
And Joe. So do we agree that's what we'll go
Yeah.
forward? I'll have
Yep.
Cindy send out the letter. Okay. And
Could you
then,
have, could you have her talk to me before she sends a letter? Maybe I can give her a couple ideas.
okay,
Please.
she'll be back in on Tuesday, so I'll have her
Okay.
do that, okay.
Anything that we write under the New York State Code. So New York State Code is property maintenance, building code, some building code items, things like that. So fire code, anything we write under that is a misdemeanor, and it's also a $1,000 fine. So that's something I missed. I made a note to myself because I missed mentioning that when we were talking about fines before. But some of the property maintenance problems that we have, where we it's pretty much acknowledged that the board has determined that something's a property maintenance issue, and we're following our code procedure. We could also write it under the New York State Code, and that's $1,000 rather than the limit that we have in our code.
Okay.
But some of that might apply to some of those code sections might apply to some of the situations that we're talking about tonight. I don't want to mention anyone specific, but I'll look at that with Cindy if she calls.
Okay. So this brings us to another topic that I want to talk about, is we have someone applying for a permit and they want to put a bathroom and they want to put heat in their garage. So even though we know that they can do that, we know it's going to most likely be an illegal apartment. So do we grant the permit and let them do it and go from there, or do we deny the permit?
Well, I don't know under the New York State Code if it's automatic that you can put heat in a bathroom in an accessory building. I don't think you can, but I'll check on that.
Okay.
So I'll check on that.
Okay, we didn't issue the permit yet, so we're waiting to see first. Okay.
I can see a heated garage, but that's it.
So they want to shower before they go in their house, so they're nice and clean.
We'll take a look at that. I mean, if there's a reason, have the plans been submitted? The plans were submitted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll take a look at the plans.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Trustees Park, we kind of pretty much covered with the budget.
Same
They-
thing.
Same thing.
Yeah. I'm working on the code.
Okay, the last thing here, Joe, do you want to talk about the valve that we have to put in?
Okay. I sent everybody a note today. We have to install an RPZ, which is a big pressure. Suffolk County Water has informed us that this is a commercial building, and therefore we must put in an RPZ valve between the incoming water to the village building and the outflow to the spots in the water fountain. The backflow assembly on the water lines in both parts, Walnut and California, but this one requires that it's inside the building. It's got to be in a heated space. It has to be 30 inches off a floor. It has to be a drain of 2 inches out of the building.
Did they find a different location than behind your desk?
They were back today. I went back over with them today. We're going to be looking at the location of putting it in the rear office, the court clerk's office, in between the two windows that are there, closer to the rear window, and that cabinet there. And it's going to have to be basically enclosed.
Is there room in the bathroom for it?
We can't do it in the bathroom because of the handicap accessible
Okay.
code. You need 5-foot swing area around the thing. We also looked at that.
Okay.
But you're gonna have a 12 by 12 drain pan underneath this valve, so in case it leaks or overflows, it's gonna have an automatic overflow valve on it.
What is
So ugly.
this valve?
So the water doesn't come back into the building or into the water line. It's to prevent water going back into the domestic water supply outside our building, similar to the ones we had down the beach. When you put the backflow valve in, the water goes only one way, it won't come back. So we get a high tide or we get a flood tide, the salt water will not come back into the piping through our system, through the valve, and back into the domestic water system.
And is that the sprinkler line too?
Yeah, that's the only reason why we're having to put it in, because we have sprinkler lines and a water fountain out in the park. Water fountain doesn't count, as long as the sprinklers do. Either way, we gotta do it. We're looking at $1,000 $1,675. That's to install the valve, the pan, all the piping that go to it, bring it up through the floor, and back down through the floor and back down. Everything after this has to be outside. So you bring it in, pipe to it, clean. Anything after that valve is then allowed to go back in there. We can use polypropylene pipe on the exterior of that valve, and we can use copper on the interior of that valve between it and the main water line.
Can we put it in the basement?
Can't put it in the basement. That's been outlawed 3 years ago. Our levy also stated, you know, we would, I broached that subject to both the supervisor at Suffolk County Water and the young lady who was here inspecting today. Yeah, we don't do this by March 14th, we get fined.
Well, I guess we have to do it.
And then we gotta have it installed and inspected, and then sign off by the Board of Health and the Suffolk County Water Authority both.
It's mandated on this thing, and oh, we can't raise that.
Our levy. Wanting a new.
Can we just say we can? Let's do it.
Pardon?
Do it together.
I would do a resolution,
So,
because then it's not really a budgeted item, and that way it's reflected in the minutes that we voted on. It's a special
In
item.
the village hall visit.
When it does.
all right, another thing that I know down the basement, we had some things that Joe needed to get shredded, and I called Staples. They said that they would drop off a bin for us to leave here, and then it's like 25 cents a pound. And I thought this would be a good thing to offer to the residents if they wanted to do it, because it's not that much money. Oh, now we have to buy a valve. So I don't know how everyone feels about that. You know, we could think about it. It's springtime, it's a good time for people to clean out and stuff. So. You do it daily. Some people don't. Okay, I think that's all I have. Do you have anything?
Other than maybe the fence out there, you know, we spoke to Frank about it, and I think we should sit down there, put the fence in and do it.
We have it on the list for the public works. So as long as, when you can do it, when the ground's done to do it.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna be until, March or
Yeah, that's
sometime
fine.
in April.
Right.
Depends on the weather.
But you know where he wants it. Okay. All right, motion to adjourn the meeting.
So we'll